Welcome back to Shoot Your Shot. Michael Fisher here, Tyler Ward there. No guest today.
Thank God.
No, kicking them out.
They're
too
worse.
much.
Bad takes, bad opinions.
Oh, terrible. None of them look like horse jockeys this time.
Well, that was a saving grace.
Right. It depends on how you frame it. But today, we'll start with the big news that's been breaking really since, last September when the FBI originally started arresting some people, but people being paid to play college basketball.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Yeah, so shocking. No one could have predicted that.
My biggest shock is that none of Calipari's good players got named. It was
just got
Odiambo or whatever his
Yeah.
name is, and then this Knox kid who I don't even know about. So that was the biggest takeaway I had from who got paid.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of surprising how many people didn't get
I think
named
the most interesting part is looking at who got paid what.
Yeah.
Like Dennis Smith gets 70 grand.
Fultz is only getting 10,000.
Well, maybe they knew Fultz couldn't shoot.
Yeah, who knows?
But Simmons didn't get anything, and that other dude who went to LSU who I've never heard of got 50. I was like, what is...
Miles Bridges got a $40 dinner basically, and everything else is...
Allegedly. He also got $400.
Yeah, but Smith got...
70 grand.
Exactly. So yeah, and
he was the ninth pick.
You don't even know if Aiden got the 100,000.
Exactly.
Right?
So
there was a wiretap about it. So
allegedly, but yeah. But the biggest question is, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to affect this year, which everyone was really thought would happen. We're going to have half the teams gone. The NCAA is no, we don't believe We don't believe the FBI.
Yeah,
the FBI
and most of what's happened, they're leaving it all up to the teams to decide. USC is letting their player play.
I think 2 players got suspended.
Yeah, everything else seems
missed a game. Sorry.
Yeah, Miles Bridges is already reinstated by paying $40 to charity.
That was the quickest reinstation I've ever seen.
Reinstation. So pretty crazy.
So I guess you can go over what do we do now? Do we pay play? What do you think we should do now with the NCAA?
I think we were talking about it a little bit. I don't have a problem with them paying players as long as it's all it can't. There's no way for it to be fair. There's too many universities making too much money.
Yeah.
Where it might create some imbalance, but it's also unfair for these guys to be producing that much money for the NCAA to not be having some compensation. So I think if the NCAA was to still exist as an organization and to keep going forward, governing college athletics, I think they gotta pay the players. At this point, they're making money regardless, and I think a few years ago when you're Googling on the NCAA team shop, hey, I want a Tim Tebow jersey, a Florida number 15 shows up, but there's no name on the jersey, but it's obviously that's Tim Tebow's namesake that they're making money off of. And so little things like that, it shows that college players have produced a economy in itself, and they deserve to get some compensation. Richard Sherman's been outspoken on it a lot, and obviously he's outspoken on a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of athletes.
He brings up a good point. It's there's schedules of a student athlete. I've never been one, but from what I've heard, it's pretty rigorous. And it's there's no way for them to be able to make any other money outside of they do athletics and they do school, and while their school is paid for, there's people that have academic scholarships for full rides that
also can.
They do school, but they also can make a different job, and student athletes don't have time for that. It'd be interesting to see how high the bidding would go for some of these guys. If Aiden's going 100,000 under the table, what is he getting off it? When the deals are real,
I would think you could probably get $1 million for some of these guys.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what my take is that if college athletics is going to keep existing, they're going to have to pay players. They have to compensate, or they have to get rid of the rule.
Yeah.
The other way is they got to get rid of the rule and say hey, college or a high school senior can go straight to the NBA draft.
Yeah, then what do you do in the NFL though? Because no way a high school senior can go to the NFL.
And that was going to be my second question after we talked about this is what's going to happen for college football? Because everyone knows college football has the same exact problems. The FBI just hasn't investigated them yet. So it's college football. None of the high school bodies are ready to compete in the NFL. That's not a secret, and that's where do you develop a minor league system, or what do you do? Because there's the G League for the NBA. It's weak. No one really uses it. LeVar Ball said he's going to make a league.
Allegedly, which
he hasn't done anything with.
Yes, no.
Some people have gone overseas and it really hasn't worked out for most of them how they wanted it to. Mudiay being one of the...
Emmanuel Mudiay, I think, was the
biggest name.
The only guys who come overseas, the guys who started overseas and were born in those countries. So.
Yeah, so it's It's interesting to see what they do from here. I think the most likely scenario is they keep the rules they have in place and maybe find a way to start allowing compensation to an extent. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Like, I don't know what do you do from here.
I mean, I think you have to let them be paid if you want.
Yeah.
I think you're totally right because like the NCAA will be like, okay, like what happened when Kemba Walker, I think, or Shabazz Napier, one of the guys was like, I couldn't even afford to eat.
Yeah.
The NCAA is like, oh, whoa, we can't have this. So like, if you're a college athlete, you're always allowed access to the school cafeteria. Cool, like.
Yeah. Because I mean, there was a couple football players out in the Midwest just a few years ago. Like they got seconds at like a pasta feed.
Yeah, and they had to like pay back.
They had to pay money back
This
for
is
getting seconds.
The NCAA monitors how much food you can eat at a charity banquet. They're like, oh, they ate too much pasta.
They had seconds. They got to pay it back. It's like, what are you talking about?
The
that's
school
such
cafeteria, like it's
hypocritical.
better than your high school food, but it's not like great.
The amount of money they're making off these athletes for them to be hypocritical and just
really
like
dumb,
that it's ridiculous.
So
it's
I mean,
broken.
the best way to go about it is just say, all right, you can pay whatever you want because schools are going to say, well, I only have 50 million surplus. Well, I can't pay an athlete. I can't pay every guy on my football team $1 million, every guy on my basketball team $1 million.
Yeah, you can't.
So I mean, I would think the best way is to say, all right, you pay what you want. Just know we're not going to bail you out, and if the bidding is too high, it sucks to be that player. Like. If DeAndre Ayton wants $5 million, every school's like, well, I can't. I already paid the star quarterback 10. I can give you 2.5. Like, I think that's what you're gonna have to go to, or you're gonna have to.
They start doing a cap on some of these things.
Because the cap is how much money the schools have.
It'll be interesting to see.
Now, if my tuition goes up because the school wants to pay the football team, I'll be a little upset.
Yeah, true. Especially with how high tuitions already go.
Exactly. So. Or you basically you develop a minor league system. The NBA has to put money in their G League.
Yeah.
Because
the G League has small amounts of potential.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Nothing against these student athletes, but when you're in basketball mainly, you don't go to school to get a degree. No. If you plan on playing in the NBA, because the older you are, you're losing out on your prime years in the NBA.
Sure.
College football, a little different since you have to stay for 3 years, but
I think this could slightly save college athletics too, in its own way. If you, not that the one and dones are ruining college athletics, but if you're getting rid of all those guys who just intend to leave,
you have
the guys who are actually trying to build something.
College basketball would be better.
College basketball itself would be more competitive, more fun.
Yeah, football's the hard one because you have to stay for 3 years anyway. I would think that's fine. 2 years maybe, but most guys aren't ready for.
No, there's very rarely you see a guy that's like ready to go.
Now maybe what you could do is some sort of minor league football system. Which I think would be good, especially if the NFL could put it, with their ratings being down, maybe they would want to, but put it in states that don't have football teams.
Yeah.
So like Utah and Oregon, places like that, and Alabama even, which, I mean, they would still be like the third team anyway. But the only problem is you're not getting an education, and you're still taking the hits. So it almost have to be like flag football.
Yeah.
Because you don't want your guys getting hurt in your minor leagues.
Quite a bit.
And you're not earning a degree while you're doing that. So there's that. Or the other rule is the baseball idea, where basically when a team drafts a player, they can say, well, we'll pay you X amount of dollars to go to that school. Which it happens less now. More kids come out of high school, but it used to be like, okay, we'll pay your full ride to go to Cal and play baseball there, but you're ours when you come out 4 years later.
I hadn't thought about that one. I actually like that one.
The only problem is that in football, it's iffy if someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
If you suffer a career-ending injury,
there's not a ton of guys you see who are like top 10 high school prospects and then like top 10 draft picks.
Yeah, like the top 10
is like the last one, the most notable one I can think of.
Only one,
like whoosh, all the way through.
Number one. Most of them like up and down, so maybe.
It'd be interesting though. That could be something.
Or you could basically have like a college, like a school draft, or you give up a pick starting like the third round to be able to claim a player's rights, and you get his rights for 4 years, and you are basically saying, I think he's going to be good, and if he's not good, you're screwed.
Only problem with that is that could do the exact same thing to high school athletics. In a way. Couldn't high school, obviously some high schools already kind of do that a little bit. It's just not that nationally publicized, but you could start getting high schools that are stockpiling talent, stockpiling guys with money so that they can get drafted higher, maybe.
Man, maybe.
with their
I
rates.
mean,
I don't know. It'd be interesting.
you can't fix all of that.
It
though.
wouldn't
It's
be
like-
broken as
No.
broken as college football.
No, I
is
mean-
probably, but
high school sports are already like people transfer for religious reasons so they
Yeah.
can play a good like high school sports are already sort of iffy. Like I'll just let that be a whole gray area. But like
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I think of. Like maybe you have like you can forfeit a draft pick and you can take a college guy and you get his rights for 5 years.
yeah,
So you could draft. I'm gonna draft the number 1 prospect this year. Boom, give him my 3rd round pick in the NFL this year.
huh?
He's on my team for 5 years basically. And
Interesting.
if he comes out, all right, he's on my team. I mean, maybe that would be something. Then you pay you say, all right, you know what, you're on our team, we'll pay your school. Or, we'll
Yeah.
pay you, a certain wage. Like, maybe we can do that. But,
Okay.
like, the problem is, no matter how you fix basketball, it breaks football.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, oh, let's get rid of the one and done rule.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what are the football guys? I'm just going to start paying football players.
It can't work for football.
And the problem also is, like, a guy, like a senior, like a Chandler Hutchinson. Like, agents now might be like, hey, like, we'll loan you $100,000 now, so you sign with us. Like, you still can't fix all of it.
Yeah.
But-
Exactly.
That's the problem, is the sports are so different. But I like you know what, you got to pay them at some point.
Yeah, they deserve to be compensated, which is sometimes a little frustrating to hear because not everyone's a superstar athlete. So all the people that
Yeah,
are
exactly.
athletes are like, well, that's not
But
fair.
they put
Like,
all in the work to be a
but
superstar athlete,
they're putting
too.
their bodies on the line for
Yeah.
the university. They bring in a ton of money for the university. There's not a lot of other things that universities do that make a ton of money.
Most universities that bank on their football.
They make
program.
on tuition, football, and basketball. Like that's just a general.
Most schools still even lose money on basketball. That's
Exactly,
the sad thing. Like
so-
football is your. So yeah, I think you got to pay it. Like
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how they want to design something like that. Because honestly, amateur leagues just seem like such a
it'd be like
long process to make happen.
in basketball, amateur leagues make sense. In football, losing out on that degree
Mhm.
in a sport where one hit could end your career
Yeah.
is way different. Where in basketball, you can play till like you're 45 as long as you're like.
Basketball's just a little bit cheaper to put on too. You know?
Exactly.
Like football, there's just so much overexposure right now with how much football is being watched.
Yeah, you can't.
Are you really going to fill an amateur league stadium in Alabama
No.
when Auburn and
Like football
Alabama
attendance
play?
in college football was already down, so you're not going to fill
Exactly.
it.
So it's not like you're going to be able to bring in a ton of money for that. So for the NFL, it'd be a hard thing to do.
Yeah, the NFL can't afford players to get hurt in their own development league. Like
Yeah.
that'd be the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So I think pay them. I honestly think you just don't regulate it. Like pay them whatever you want. Like the schools are going to learn sooner or later how much
Yeah.
you can pay someone and still make money. Like
Yeah.
if you pay someone and you start losing money, you gotta shut down
You paid
the.
for Tua out of Alabama for $10 million. and it's-
He sucks.
Yeah, bummer.
So I think that's what you gotta pay him.
That'd be super interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be definitely a new turn of events in how
Yeah.
college athletics is.
And,
But
and no one cares if their players.
They
I
probably-
feel like we all sort of assume they get paid at some point, like especially big college football. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I probably got paid.
I think that's probably half the thing is like everyone's like, oh, don't pay in college athletics just because you know that they're already getting paid, so you don't want to get paid more. It's like
Yeah.
let's just
If you
fix the system.
legalize paying, then
Yeah.
it'll be
Let's
fine.
stop the under table stuff. We already know it's happening. Obviously, it is breaking rules. So,
Yeah.
like the teams that did break the rules of college basketball that were named, like they should be punished to an extent. They did
Yeah,
break
but I mean,
the rules.
the thing is, who broke the rules? If the agent paid the player
True.
to sign with their agency, Michigan State didn't know Bridges got paid.
Yeah.
But Bridges the agent might be like, hey, I'll pay you now and you sign with me. And Michigan
Ideally, the
State wouldn't
FBI
know.
would have the specifics figured
Well,
out.
but then how do? You punish the
Never.
player, or do you punish the school for starting a player they didn't know was ineligible?
Yeah.
Because the NCAA like, oh, well, that guy was ineligible. Like, well,
Let's be honest, the NCAA doesn't know how to punish
No, the
anyone.
NCAA
They're very terrible at that.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the one thing they're the worst at.
They don't. They really don't punish anyone.
They didn't punish UNC, so they're not going to punish anyone else.
You know, they punish. They take wins away, but we
Yeah.
all watch
So
those
it's not really
games.
punishment.
So
So
like,
it's like,
you-
what
you-
is? Who knows what the real plan is?
No, I mean,
There's not a good fix, but they need to.
there needs to be a fix.
And the fix should probably be compensation,
Probably.
at least for the time being.
I mean, well, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
They're really
I mean,
billions.
there's
of
nothing
dollars.
else you can do that's
No.
going to make a difference right now.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no little hand. Like you can't give them like a stipend. Like okay,
Yeah.
like woo, $1,000 a month. Like okay, that's
Yeah.
like a
They already get
minimum
a
wage
small
job.
stipend. It's not like it's doing much.
No, I mean like you can't afford rent in most big places on these stipends. So yeah, I think you got to pay them somehow. But
Yeah. Sure.
we'll see. Well, speaking going from college to pros, NFL, big trade happened over the weekend, Monday-ish.
Yeah.
The Chiefs traded All-Pro cornerback Marcus Peters to the Rams. 4th round pick this year, 2nd round pick next year, which a lot of people were up in arms about, and then it was reported that only 3 teams expressed interest in
The
Marcus
Chiefs also
Peters.
sent a 6th rounder to the Rams too.
I mean, at that point, like,
6th rounder matter.
Tom Brady, 6th round, yeah, but I mean, like,
Tom
yeah, basically you got 1 pick for the best defensive back since he joined the league when it comes to interceptions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So it's like,
but that's what happens when you have an attitude issue.
yeah, I mean, he was kicked off of UW by Coach Pete.
Yeah, he left UW early.
Yeah, because of attitude
Because
issues.
of attitude issues.
Coach Pete didn't like that.
He got suspended a game with the Chiefs.
That was funny.
Well, yeah, that's when he
Throwing
launched
the
the flag,
in
then
the stands.
ejected himself, and then came back. But he also apparently got in a fight with a Chiefs staff member.
Yeah, true.
So, and he's one of those guys where if you don't have a culture around him,
Mhm.
you could lose him.
Yeah, and the Rams are a young team. So
Which-
do they have?
I mean, like,
culture?
outside, they don't really have a leader.
Your coach is 34.
Your coach is young.
Yeah.
Your leader is what? Aaron
Gurley's
Donald?
young. Aaron Donald's probably your best
And
leader.
he's probably
27.
just as old as Marcus
Yeah, he's
Peters,
pretty
like maybe
old.
a year older. Like,
Yeah,
that's a risky fit. I mean, but you look at the other teams they're going to trade for.
yeah.
The
I mean,
49ers, who
also young,
don't have a leader.
no leaders.
And
Not
the,
yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Browns or Colts,
Yeah.
who don't have a leader
Yeah.
and are. And I think that he's the kind of player where I think if you win,
All of them
he
have,
won't be an issue.
All of them have a new front office.
Yeah.
For the most part, so that's interesting.
But I feel like if you, and I mean, there's a saying, winning cures all. If he's
Yeah.
winning, I don't think he cares. Now, yes, the Chiefs made the playoffs, started 5-0,
Yeah.
but like, if he's winning, I don't think he cares.
Yeah,
Because he threw that flag when they were on a 5-game losing streak.
I think he's gonna be glad to stay on the West Coast too.
Yeah, I think he's a California
I think
kid.
he's a definite West Coast kid. I mean, he's from the Bay Area. He's cousin
Yeah.
of Marshawn.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to UW for a reason. Kansas City was Midwest, but at least
I mean,
he
you don't have a
doesn't-
choice there.
I think he wants to stay on the
Yeah,
West
I think he
Coast.
was. I mean, and he needs the fact that the Rams are winning is good. But if the Rams tank next year, it could blow up in their face.
Yeah, to be honest, as a Seahawks fan, I'm really not a fan of this because Marcus Peters is a very good cornerback.
Yeah, I mean,
He's an All-Pro for a reason. He makes big plays. Obviously, he's been burned a few times, just like any young quarterback. But like, it's scary that he's in our division. It's not.
see, but at the same time, you should also be celebrating because he could single-handedly derail the Rams.
He could.
Like,
He could potentially, but they have a lot of young talent and
yeah, but they don't have a guy who's going to be like, all right, look, man,
yeah.
you need to settle down here. They don't have no one who's going to be like, okay, you know, like if the 49ers had Patrick Willis,
Yeah.
I would totally trust that because he'd be like, all right, look, I've been here before. This is how you do it.
Sure.
Like this is where if I'm a Seahawks fan, I'm scared.
But my argument to that is, was he the reason the Chiefs derailed last season?
No, but
Because that would be my.
No, I
thing,
mean,
is
yeah,
like,
no, you're right, but
He
I mean-
didn't derail the Chiefs season. That was done by.
well, a bunch of different
Yeah, a
things.
bunch of other
I mean, but he did miss. He did get himself ejected and
He did
potentially cost them a game against the Jets.
Sure.
So
Sure.
if you don't have someone who can rein him in, I'd be scared. I mean, if he doesn't respect Andy Reid,
Yeah.
then
How's he going to
do you
respect his 34-year-old son?
yeah, like just because McVay took him to the playoff, like he could take the Rams to the Super Bowl. He could also take them out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think it was a great move by the Rams. I mean,
It's a great risk reward. Like you're a young team, you're building. They're probably losing one, if not both, of their corners.
yeah, I mean, cool. Now they're probably gonna let go of Drew Johnson just
Yeah,
because
they can allow-
they have
they can allow.
Peters. Yeah, they can get rid of him.
And like Peters, it's a risky reward move, like we're talking about, but like he's good.
He's really good. No, I mean,
And
he's
if-
gonna change that
If the
division.
reward happens, it's not gonna be fun to be a Seahawks Cardinals.
It's not gonna be fun in the
49ers.
NFC. I mean, the NFC
That's
is
a-
loaded.
The NFC West is becoming a scary division again. It was- like-
it's not as scary because the Cardinals are bad.
if the
like
Cardinals
the
get the
Cardinals-
quarterback though, like if the Cardinals get Lamar Jackson, and I'm pretty high on Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, he's still gonna need a couple years to develop.
Yeah, but
I
they
mean, look what
have.
happened to year one, Jared Goff. He
Sure.
was.
Sure, we'll see what happens.
No.
And, I mean, there's a lot of veteran, like even just mentioning now, like the Vikings have like Bridgewater's not coming back.
Well, the Vikings are going all in on Kirk
Keenum's not
Cousins.
coming back.
That's what they've said. Like,
Yeah.
which is
Tyrod Taylor still hasn't even been talked about too
no.
much.
I mean,
Um,
the NFC is really scary. There's basically 3 divisions where you could pick at least 2 teams that could win that division.
if not 3 teams, yeah. I mean,
The NFC North, the Lions would be the only team like, maybe.
yeah.
But like, the NFC West, you can name 2 teams reliably. The 49ers are sort of like if Jimmy Garoppolo's that good,
If the 49ers nail the draft again, they could
Yeah.
really, and they, especially get a receiver or
Yeah.
something. That'd be
and
awesome.
the NFC North, obviously the Packers, if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, the Vikings.
Mhm.
The NFC South sent 3 teams to the playoffs, and
Yeah,
you can
there's-
rely. I mean, I don't trust
none
James
of those are
Winston, but
coming.
yeah,
The only real game changer in that division would be if Drew Brees did not sign.
Exactly. Yeah. That'd be the only huge game changer, and then the NFC East is just sort of a.
It's the Eagles,
Eagles and the Cowboys, but if
we're not
Zeke
sure
gets
about the
suspended,
Cowboys, yeah. I mean,
maybe we should change the NFL. Put just the top 12 teams in, because I feel like in the NFC, I feel like there'll be at least 2 NFC teams. Like, oh, those guys would crush it in the AFC.
Yeah.
And then,
what would happen if you put the Saints in the Patriots division and the Patriots in the Saints division? You think the Patriots
the Saints would just absolutely dominate, and the Patriots would probably struggle.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots would maybe win that by a game, and they go 4-2 in the division, and we'd be last week of the season, they need to win this to clinch, and the Saints would be 13-3, and it'd be what is the point of this? Not the Seahawks too. If you put the Seahawks in the AFC West, who's going to challenge them?
Yeah, I don't want to discredit the Patriots dynasty. But
no, it's really good. But
when you're playing the Jets, Bills, and Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins.
It's not
close. The only division that's good in the AFC is the North.
Yeah.
Consistently good with multiple teams that are good.
But the Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers are always.
They're always consistently good, but they get to play the Browns.
Two of them are generally competitive.
To be fair though, they do get to play the Browns.
Yeah. So they all have 2 free wins.
They all have 2 free wins, so maybe it boosts them, but
who knows?
Reshuffle the NFL.
Redivision everything.
Just change it all up. Yeah. But no, I think
Let's
I like the Rams.
City on.
No.
Okay.
No. I do like the Rams with Peters though. Yeah. But we could be in week 8, the Rams could be 4-4, and be well, this was the worst trade they've ever made.
Yeah. But the biggest question for me that makes me scared is is there a 2nd and 4th rounder? Is there a 4th rounder this year that you could have got that's going to make an impact?
No, I don't even think if they would have got the Rams' first round pick this year, there's a guy you can get at 23 in the first round that would have this big of an impact.
That would be as good as Peters. No, there's no chance. Even if Peters cost them 1 game, there's the rookie cost you a Saints game this year.
Exactly.
So there's not a guy that they would have got in the first round that would have said, or especially now, 2nd or 4th round.
And the other thing with the first round is 23.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a top 15 pick and get a Marshawn Lattimore.
It's not a Minka Fitzpatrick.
No, you're going to get 23, and the only guys who you could be a game changer 23 is if you got a Mason Rudolph or a Lamar Jackson if they fell really far. And you're not going to get that because you have Patrick Mahomes, who you drafted last year.
Exactly.
So they're not going to get any single person that they could reliably turn around into a good player. So the Rams won this trade.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But as the Chiefs, if you're getting younger,
I mean, the Chiefs might be onto something for their roster. They most likely were not going to sign him long term.
No.
Part of the complaints were apparently about the protests.
Yeah. And he also had an issue with them trading Alex Smith, which if you want Patrick Mahomes to be your guy, you can't have your defensive
locker room issues.
You can't have your defensive starter saying, why do we just get rid of Alex Smith? You need. I think they want Patrick Mahomes to be the leader. Yeah. So if you question Patrick Mahomes, you're gone.
They got Hill, they got Kelsey, they got Hunt. They have some building blocks.
Yeah.
Their defense. They've lost some star power. They still have Eric Berry.
They still have Eric Berry who's coming back.
So I believe they lost Holly and Johnson.
I think they just let him go because they're both 35.
Exactly. So Holly Johnson and Peters are.
They're going to be rebuilding on.
They have enough talent to. They're rebuilding on the fly.
And the problem with the Chiefs is though they don't have a first round pick this year because of Patrick Mahomes. That's why it would have made sense to get a first round pick. But when you're the Rams,
you couldn't get a first round pick.
You couldn't get a first round pick. You want to get rid of him. You played your hand. So the Chiefs are. They played themselves.
I don't think overall in the long run this is going to be a move that kills the Chiefs.
No, it's going to kill them this year. But
it's not like they go to the. All they do is go to the playoffs and lose the first round.
Exactly.
Anyways,
and there's no saying Mahomes is going to beat that division.
No. So their long term building blocks is probably smart for them. That's probably the best they could.
You can get a decent player in the second round that can build you.
Big boom for the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams.
Dang.
The Rams probably if he plays up to the ability, they're probably tied with the Eagles now for.
Yeah, I hate
second best
in
the NFC.
Yeah, they have a lot of.
The Seahawks need an offensive line if they want to even. Think about
the Saints have potential.
The Saints, Drew Brees. You need that's one thing, and then.
I think the Packers have weaknesses.
But they have Aaron Rodgers, who covers all weaknesses.
Falcons have talent, but
their offensive coordinator. They still have Steve Sarkisian as their offensive coordinator.
There's still questions surrounding the Cowboys.
Yeah,
the Vikings don't have a quarterback yet.
Could you say Kirk Cousins is that much better than Case Keenum?
No.
The only downfall, Case Keenum, was he more of the reason they almost lost the Saints game? Yes, because they tried to take the ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins doesn't score 30 points and get you to the Super Bowl. If you have Kirk Cousins, the game isn't 37-37 against Philly. You still probably lose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was interested to
They're
see the
going-
Vikings defense get shredded so much. To be
Yeah.
honest, they were a good defense. all
yeah, I
year.
mean, they're breaking the hole if it ain't
Cousins
broken.
has talent, and I think everyone's kind of banking on the fact that Washington mismanaged. And
Yeah, I
did
mean,
a terrible
I think
job with
Cousins is talented, but can you say he's that much more talented than last year's Case Keenum?
Maybe not, but the talent they're bringing back on that offensive side is pretty good.
No, I mean it's good.
Because Dalvin Cook didn't even play the last.
No, I mean yeah, he
he
missed
got
basically
hurt
the whole.
in the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean no, but I'm saying like if Case Keenum just was able to play at that level, you don't gain a whole lot by going to Kirk Cousins.
So, no, but
But I mean,
We'll see what
I don't think
happens.
Case Keenum will play at that level again. But I'm just
Exactly.
saying you're
I think
sort
they're
of hit
trying-
your ceiling
I
right
think
now.
they're trying to hit the highest floor.
They're trying to get. They're pretty close. They were close last year, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Speaking of the NFL,
But the combine.
combine. But first, they actually are thinking about making a couple changes in the
Yes,
NFL.
rule changes.
Rule changes. One, the catch, which was talked about a lot,
Yeah.
which the competition committee came out, so
Yeah.
we know the answer. Dez caught it.
Yeah, Calvin caught it.
We know 2010 Calvin caught it, not
No,
playoff Calvin. They didn't
not
mention playoff Calvin, which I thought was
Just-
interesting.
Yeah.
But they also said they weren't sure if Jesse James caught it. They said
Yeah,
that was
there
still.
was-
they're like,
It wasn't
we-
unanimous, which makes sense.
I think it's really
to
dumb.
an extent.
I don't know. I think if Jesse James was on the 5 and he went to the 3, they
Yeah.
would have called that a catch in the game.
Yeah.
But going
you're
into
running.
the end zone, which when you're a runner, it's instantly dead. I think that's
It's interesting. And
Yeah.
It's almost, I mean, maybe it's just me, but it just doesn't seem like there was that much of a point to reference the fact that those were used to be catches.
Yeah,
like what does it do?
It
just-
helps,
It just
but,
makes
like,
everyone.
basically
kinda
all they're
more-
saying is we're taking the emphasis off going to the ground.
Yeah.
But then they say, well, the Jesse James thing wasn't a catch when he clearly had it going to the ground and then extended.
Yeah. I'm glad they're focusing on
I'm
it.
glad they're one of, yeah, people like catches.
They have to
Thank
focus
you.
on it, and so we'll see how they clearly define it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, I miss the days, 2 hands in bounds.
Yeah. From what I can
the
see,
ball's
they're trying
there.
to simplify it and make less judgment out of it.
Yeah, but they've already confused it so much.
Yeah. It's
And then the other big one, defensive pass interference going to just a flat 15 yards, which is what it is in college, I believe.
yes, yes.
Which,
There's only one true concern about it that everyone keeps stating. It's like if some like
if you get beat on a deep route,
clear path to basketball, just like
Boom.
in basketball. It's like if you're beat on the deep ball and you tackle the guy, it's just 15
15 yards, exactly. That's the one thing I don't like.
Like why on a Hail Mary at the end of the game,
At the
why-
Hail Mary, you just hold him at 15 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they would argue that the clock wouldn't expire. You get another free play, but
It's still,
I mean,
it's
just tackle. If he's going to catch the ball, just tackle him to the ground and just
Yeah.
let him live another day. Yeah.
yeah. I don't, but we don't see that much in college. So why
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That would be the.
I mean, I think it's good, especially from a defense player standpoint, like to allow them to not just like ticky tacky fouls that get the
Yeah,
offense
I mean,
50 yards. That's
I think
not fair.
I think pass interference in itself is like you said, a ticky tack call. Like
Yeah.
you can see one week and then the next week they're like. I think the biggest thing with pass interference to me is they don't clearly define what's a catchable ball.
Yeah.
Because in the Patriots-Jags game, which is what a lot of people cite, where
Yeah.
the Patriots basically won because of pass interference, that ball wasn't catchable to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, they'd argue, well, he held him. I was like, maybe, but that's the one thing that gets me is like a ball could be like 5 yards to the right, like, oh, he tripped him. I'm like, that man wasn't catching the ball.
Yeah.
Like, you need a better defined catchable ball over 15 yards. Because I think you will see an occasion come up where someone's going to hold someone and be like, well, it was only 15 yards. Why do I care?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
It'll be interesting. I mean, I think from a defense player standpoint, they're excited.
it's
'cause
exciting.
It gives them at least a chance to not screw over.
As long as it
the
doesn't
ball.
ruin football, where you basically are going to say, well, if I run a deep route, it's only 15 yards as opposed to.
Mhm. Do you think people will do less deep routes now?
I mean, maybe it would depend if teams really start saying, oh, I'm just going to trip them every time. Or really what you could do is just try and hold them and see if you can argue a defensive holding
Yeah.
for like 5 yards. But I don't think they'll see less deep routes, but I think we'll see a couple teams basically say, if you get beat, just throw on the ground and just take the 15 yards
Mm-hmm.
because then we, they get a first down, yeah, they're 15 yards closer, but
Yeah.
you didn't give up a touchdown.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which I think takes out of the fun of the game, because everyone loves deep touchdowns. No one
Yeah.
wants to see a 75-yard bomb. Well, Jordy Nelson would have caught that, except he's now, down at the 50
Yeah.
because he got tackled because the guy clearly had him beat. Like, I need to watch that replay.
Sure.
Like, maybe do like the old face mask in college where there was a personal foul that was 15 and then the unintentional was
Yeah.
5, but then that's also a judgment, like, was it intentional? So,
On another note, fantasy football, you got more yards to gain now because there's less penalty yards.
It's true.
Potentially less penalty yards.
Potentially. I
I
mean,
mean, there's not a offensive guy going from the 30 to the 10-yard line because
True.
of
I mean-
one pass interference call.
which I mean, I always thought, pass interference in the end zone. Just give me the touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Like, my guy would have caught it clearly. Like, just give him the touchdown points,
Yeah,
and then
it's
someone
awesome.
else gets touchdown points. Like,
Yeah.
or
Super
teams
interesting.
should throw it to the guy who got the pass interference. Reward the guy for
Yeah. Should make a competition.
like
Jump ball just one time.
just one time, just free down. If
Free
you pass-
down,
yeah,
jump ball.
between the dude who committed the penalty and the receiver.
Yeah. If it works out.
Everyone in fantasy would be on board with that shit.
Yeah.
Who doesn't
NFL
love
they
free?
might not.
NFL be like, maybe. But and then like you said, the combine starts today, I believe.
Yeah, I think people are just driving.
People come in, they're in groups. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, the combine's
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, there's a lot of hype into it that it doesn't necessarily prove results. You know.
The NFL Combine to me is like the SI swimsuit bottle edition. It's nice to look at the numbers, but they don't mean anything. Like I don't care what an offensive lineman's 40 time is.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
The only position that should be running a 40 is a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Because a running back's never gonna. What is a running back gonna stand in a track stance
Yeah.
and run straight down the field without trying to dodge anything?
Wide receivers, defensive backs.
Yeah, I mean, there's someone in the way too. I mean, as a wide receiver or kick guys, kick return guy. But like,
You want to see what the defensive back can match the receiver.
yeah, exactly. But other than that, like, I don't care. Like Lamar Jackson.
To be honest, broad jump or the wide receivers and defensive backs too. Like they're all the guys you want to see in this.
Why do I need to do a vertical leap for my quarterback? Like, he ain't gonna hurdle
Wide
somebody.
receiver-
I hope he's not hurdling somebody.
Defensive backs.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
mean, the only other thing I can see is like those defensive line, offensive line. You want to see the bench.
Yeah, the bench
press.
press was like there's certain numbers you want to see, but a lot of them like.
Even the bench press. It's like, can't you already tell how strong the guy is?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess teams would be like, well, I don't know, like, maybe if he struggled to get around players. But,
Yeah.
like, they bench 225. Like, I'm pretty sure the average offensive lineman is more than 225.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're not just going to, like, move him out of the way.
That's-
But they're just nice numbers to look
Yeah,
at. And you can be like, well, look at that. Like,
The only
that
real
dude did
thing
that.
is the throwing routes. And stuff
The
like that.
routes,
Seeing the guys
Maybe
run
then you're
their
playing
drills.
against air.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see just a senior bowl with
Well,
the
yeah.
NFL Combine players.
Yeah, they already
There's
do the pro days.
Exactly, and the pro days are basically the same thing, and you have guys who say, well, I'm not going to throw at the combine because I don't know the receivers, I'll throw at my pro day where I know all the receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the combine is just a nice, it's a nice thing to look at, but
It's
it
like
doesn't tell
it's
you
something for the NFL to stay relevant in the off season.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not actually.
it's like
good.
6 days of programming for the NFL Network.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's fun. Like John Ross last year, like, oh man, that was so much fun to talk
It's
about.
fun.
What did he do? Like, he literally was one of the worst rookie receivers last year.
Yeah.
Like,
Hoping he's not a bust, but.
I mean, I'm not saying he's a bust. He had some injury problems, but Juju Smith-Schuster was a better receiver. But all we talked about was the fact that John Ross broke the 40 record.
Yeah.
So
I mean that's a cool aspect, but like you said, it's meaningless.
it's all meaningless.
The
Like,
Wonderlic test,
no one cares about the Wonder League test.
yeah, it doesn't mean.
It's
much.
more fun to just be like, oh hey, that guy got a 5 on the Wonder League.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, half the excitement is like when you find out like some team asks stupid questions.
yeah, that's
and,
the
like,
most exciting
and you're
part.
like,
Like,
wow, how could the Packers be asking this guy this question?
with the Browns are like, what would you do if a coyote entered the room? Well, this is
Yeah.
why you're the Browns. Like, what is
yeah,
this? Like,
it's all. That's the most entertaining part for me is like you see all these questions they ask, and you're like, how did you even think about this question? Like, why
what
would
does
this be an interview?
What does that prove? I mean, the other thing is the guys who get caught with drugs. Like, well, come on, like you knew they were gonna drug test you at the combine and you still did drugs. Like,
Yeah.
you probably don't deserve. Yeah, no, the combine. It'll be fun to talk about. I'm sure we'll talk about somebody doing something crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't mean anything.
It's
None of the drills are NFL relevant outside of maybe like the cone drill
yeah.
or
Cone
like
drill's good.
Other
than that,
I'm sure there's position specific drills.
yeah.
Where you can say, okay, that is relevant to me, and a lot of them are just like.
It's cool to see these athletes compete in these things, but it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
help you indicate if they're going to be a stud.
No, but unfortunately teams trust it. Like, oh man, that guy ran a 4.340 and they didn't
Yeah.
draft him. Like,
I mean, Al Davis was like, hey, 40 time, 40 time, 40 time.
like he only caught 10 passes in college. I don't care.
He ran
You see it?
fast.
Let me show you the 40 time again real quick while we
Yeah.
wait to draft it. Like, no, it's just
Useless.
dumb.
But
I mean-
you can bet on it. So if you
Yeah, I mean, apparently you can bet on it. Like,
gambling. Look in some of those over
Which-
They have Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson
and
Saquon
Saquon
Barkley,
Barkley.
yeah, by 0.02 seconds, whatever that means. Like,
It should be impressive
if he beats him, yeah, but is Saquon Barkley known for his speed?
but Lamar
Is
Jackson-
Saquon Barkley known as a good running back? No.
Yes, he is.
No.
Despite Michael's opinion, he
He's
absolutely
a terrible running back. But no, I think it's just a nice number show. You can oogle at the numbers and then
You're done.
move on. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
waiting for the draft.
exactly.
It's just another way to hype up the draft.
Exactly, which is what everyone cares about anyway.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. I think that's all we got. I think next week we should have some guests, hopefully, joining us again. So make sure you look forward to that. Till then, I'm Michael.
This is Tyler. And
Shoot your shot.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, we want you to shoot your shot, so
Let us know what you thought about today's video down below in the comments, and don't forget to drop us a like and a subscribe.